All right, we are back and we are live for today's raid on the DOJ. So we will not be doing Divinity today. Given the news about Discord, we're going to have a quick discussion about it after the
Yeah.
raid. So during the raid, we'll just talk about other stuff that's going on that we've learned about and stuff, and then we'll get into that after the fact. But Christ, man. I need things to stop spiraling, please. Thank you. All right.
hmm
Anyways, so I found out yesterday, and I had difficult verifying the veracity of these claims, but apparently Epstein had ordered 6 55-gallon drums of sulfuric acid to be sent to his island.
Which is a huge, huge red flag, mind you. That
Yeah.
is
Now,
insane.
sulfuric acid has a lot of purposes, for a lot of uses, right? Like one of them, like the place that he ordered it from, they typically supply sulfuric acid to um, desalination plants, right? For desalination of water. It's like water purification. That said, I don't know why you would need necessarily 6 55-gallon drums of it for a private island. Seems a little bit weird.
Oh.
Because I don't think it requires that much. But then again, maybe he was planning for a long term. I don't know. It just seems weird. Um, People were saying maybe irrigate, like desalination for irrigation purposes. But like, how big were the farms on the island? I don't know.
I I doubt it was enough for that. I genuinely think it was for more nefarious purposes. Like,
See, the thing is if he ordered a bunch of peroxide too, then I think that's confirmed. But I haven't seen anything about that yet, so. Then you have Epstein's last girlfriend before he died, claiming he's innocent.
really?
Yeah, saying that he was basically he only got involved with these cults and weird goings on because he was doing it for financial reasons, but he never engaged with these satanic rituals and stuff that people are claiming happened. But it's like it's his island. I don't know, like, it sounds a bit crazy to me. And then there's the whole discussion. I don't know if you heard about the beef jerky situation.
No. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
No, so there's a lot of discussion in emails in the files about beef jerky, and those discussions don't really line up with anything that makes any sense in terms of what of talking about jerky. Um, Talking about sending jerky to a lab. 6 to 8 ounces of jerky, sending 6 to 8 ounces of jerky to a lab, and walking some jerky over to another place, which is a weird
What the
way
fuck?
to say it. So people thinking that it's code for something.
It has to
Perhaps
be at that
human
point.
meat. The most
Yeah.
suspicious part of this so far to me is that right before he got arrested, he instructed someone to destroy a jerky dehydrator that he had on the island. Very weirdly
Yeah.
specific thing to ask someone to do.
Especially because we have a dehydrator at home. Like, my mom's boyfriend has made homemade jerky that was pretty good. But what, unless it was used for nefarious purposes, what point would you have in trying to destroy it? That's
Very weird.
that's tampering with evidence. That's destroying evidence. That's
Yeah, and again,
clearly something fun.
it's another thing that's really difficult to verify the veracity of, but yeah, very, very strange shit. And he worked with some chef, I guess, or was in communication with some chef who was the top chef at a restaurant in New York called The Cannibal.
What? No, that is no.
Yeah.
What?
Very strange. Very, very, almost too like on the nose.
That's cartoony.
Strange. Yeah. So that's why again it's really hard to say for sure what's really going on. But definitely a bit nutty. I'm glad to see that there are so many content creators who are covering the Epstein situations, the files
and treating them with the
out.
severity that it deserves to be treated with too.
Yeah, like Papa Meat even doing a video on it where he's very, very serious in the video compared to his normal, pretty goofy stuff. Even when he's talking about pretty dark topics,
he didn't even do an intro. He barely made any jokes throughout any of it. Like,
which I have a ton of respect for that. That's crazy.
I do too. Well, he just seems like a cool dude. Like,
yeah, Hunter Hancock seems awesome.
Not to be parasocial, but he just seems cool.
Yeah, seems like a good dude. And I've liked his content for a long time. He's always been pretty funny, pretty interesting. His Papa Meat channel really popped off and was really is really cool too. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm really happy that, like, to kind of not diverge too far off the topic, just to really quickly say I'm really glad that his side channel is almost as popular now as his main channel. That's just really sweet. Because
probably gets more views.
I know,
to be honest.
Yeah, because he posts more often. Because trying to post animations to fit the algorithm all the time was just too draining for him.
Well, yeah, and that's something I've talked about too. Is that doing animations, doing the type of content I do, like it takes so long to make that staying ahead of popular topics or like ongoing topics is really challenging.
Yeah. It is difficile.
Yeah, which is why not every video I make is going to be fully animated,
a certified hood classic.
Yeah, or even like necessarily like discussing ongoing situations.
Yeah, hot topics as they were.
Yeah, like because the main thing is like things that are really big topics. I almost never cover. Unless I feel like there's a really major part of the situation that my favorite content creators aren't talking about, so I'll talk about it because I think it's important. If I think it's important enough to be said, but hasn't been said yet.
And you want to add to the conversation rather than just like parroting stuff. Yeah.
But then like content, but then there's other stuff that's like, sort of big topic for me, but isn't like a big topic in the grand scheme of things. Like, pretty much anything Elder Scrolls Online related, because it's such a small community comparatively in the content creation space, and also because so many, and I hate to not to call anyone out, but like so many content creators in the Elder Scrolls Online space are such dick riding glazers. I've already found the room, Cass.
Oh, sweet. Sorry,
are such dick riding glazers that they don't really talk about anything with any level of scrutiny.
No,
because they're mainly
like,
trying to
great.
appeal to their pretty small audience. Because the the audience ceiling for ESO content is not very high.
No.
Which is why my videos do so well, actually. When I talk about ESO, they always do pretty well. Because there's just not much content related to it, but there's still, a decent number of fans, so. Sorry, go ahead.
But, yeah, I was just trying to figure out, like, what else I wanted to say about, like, the Epstein situation, too. Because, like, my head has just been swimming for, like, a good, how long has it been since that next, like, level of files came out? Like, it's been a few weeks now, I think, right?
A couple weeks, yeah. At least.
Yeah, because I think it was before my birthday. But it's just been kind of difficult to wrap around my head just how disgusted I am at some of the stuff that we've read about.
Okay, ready for the ticket.
Thing is, oh yeah, I have it this time. Sorry. But just realizing that it's somehow way worse than we all could have possibly thought it was is a lot to kind of handle. Because I mean, we know that monsters exist in our world. Like, there are really horrible people out there, and we've seen some of the worst of it. You know, when there was like the serial killer craze in like the 70s, when you had like the Zodiac and Bundy and Gacy and like all of these horrible people doing horrible things, and there are still people who are doing terrible things. It's just that it's coming from people who are at the very, very top 0.001% of our, like, just these ultra billionaires that I don't know if it has to do with, you know, the fact that like a lot of CEOs are like sociopaths and stuff. Like,
there's a key card at the front desk. Yeah, I mean, it could. There's a key card on the back bench in the main floor.
Sorry, I was lagging a bit.
It's all good. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I feel like it's a level of degeneracy where, you know, you become so rich that like nothing is a worry to you anymore. You have everything you could ever need, so you start to get into like a you know, kind of a dopamine cycle that spirals out of control, looking to that next big rush.
See, and that's a point that my mom brought up. Was she brought up the same thing? She was like, these people, like, you know, they've reached a point where they're so successful and stuff that like they've completely ruined their dopamine, and it's like any, you know, sociopath or psychopath that ends up becoming a serial killer. You know, they kill animals, and then after killing animals, that doesn't, you know,
doesn't cut it
suffice. And then they move on to people, and then they move on to a person, and then that doesn't work. So they have to move on to multiple people and doing horrible things like that. It's the same thing.
Yeah, and I think it also goes to the idea of like when you're beyond scrutiny, because you're able to do things completely, like, effectively, pretty much off the books or out of the public eye. For the most part, no one will ever really find out, or most of the time they'll never really find out. By the time they do, you'll be either too old to care or long dead, right? Then you feel like you could do anything, so you just try to see what you can get away with doing at that point.
And you're so rich that, like, you could probably get yourself out of any situation. Like, you could either get really good lawyers or pay people off. Like,
well, and then you have a ton of blackmail on other powerful people too. Like, eventually it just becomes this vicious cycle. And you know, it's weird because it's like, you know, I think we've talked about this before, but I'm not the type of person who just blindly hates billionaires just for the sake of because they're billionaires, right?
No,
because I think that stuff is ridiculous. If you earn your wealth, you earn your wealth. That's just the way it is. I believe in a meritocracy being a good system on its own. You know, and obviously there could be bad actors in any given group or system, right? But then you have people like Epstein and the people he conspired with, and it's like it's a really difficult point to defend. But I still believe it. I don't think being, you know, extremely wealthy makes you a bad person. I think being a bad person makes you a bad person.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel like an exorbitant amount of wealth could exacerbate that. But
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Well, it because again, it's a you know, a sex trafficking ring or criminal organization almost on a level hitherto undreamt of, really, just because he had the means. But it's like, the thing is that people don't become evil because they have the means to become evil, or do evil things just because they have the means to do evil things. But having the means does make it easier.
Yeah.
But having the means to help people also makes it easier. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, again, it comes down to the choices that people make.
Yeah, and then, you know, finding out that like Epstein was joking about, being part of Mossad, but that might not have actually been a joke either is pretty scary. It's just,
yeah.
and I mean, like the stuff that we learned yesterday about like even like Jay-Z, like he's not even just mentioned in the files. Like he's like fully implicated. Like there is victim testimony about Jay-Z, which is crazy.
Imagine cheating on Beyonce with a fucking child. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't even find Beyonce like she's definitely not my type, but
well, and
like,
I mean,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
She's one of the most desired women on the planet. Like,
yeah, but I mean, also the way that Jay-Z and Beyonce got together in the first place too is already suspect.
Oh, true.
Like
yeah.
she was 16 when they met and 17 when they got together or something like that. Like, and he was like in his 30s at that point.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, he's always been a creep.
I don't know. It's that bad. Holy shit.
I'd have to look into it again, but it seems very similar to me, like the case with R. Kelly and Aaliyah, because that was also horrible too. Like, she was 15. She was 15 years old. At least R. Kelly is in jail.
Cash Patel counter.
There will be accountability.
158.
But yeah, just the utter depravity that we've seen, and also the horrible, like the artwork and stuff too is just, it's just nightmare fuel. Like I don't know what else to say. Like it's just so unbelievably horrifying. And the fact that like, Pizzagate might not be fake after all is insane to think about, because I was one of those poo-pooers back in the day because it sounded so outlandish.
Well, and then like, people talking about how they were flying out like $20,000 worth of hot dogs to somewhere, and I'm like, it sounds insane, but I'm like, okay, so or was it more? It might have been $40,000, some crazy number.
Crazy amount of hot dogs.
Which is crazy too, because it's also like one of the cheapest foods you could ever buy. Like it's very inexpensive.
It's made of lips and assholes. Like it is incredibly cheap.
But they're talking about how like, oh, that's a lot of hot dogs for $20,000 or $40,000, whatever. But then I'm also like, yeah, but they're flying it out. Is the expense including the flight? Because shipping can be a lot. But then if you have to fly it out, then how much are you bringing? Like that's
unless you're like an
crazy
actual
number.
manufacturer of like Oscar Mayer wiener, like why would it be that bad? Hold on. Got a lot of dudes.
Gotti.
Nice. Sorry, you said there was another card somewhere? Or did you pick it up already?
Right over here.
Just thank you. Yoink. There you go. Yeah, it's just the horrific stuff that we're seeing now, and like, I was talking to my family, and like, they don't want to believe the cannibalism stuff because of, again, how crazy it sounds and how it could, be used as a way to say that all of it is fake because it just sounds so crazy. But it's like at this point, like we're seeing more evidence coming out about it. Like it's horrible.
Well, I don't. And see, that's a bit of an odd take to me, because I'm like, how can you possibly think for even a moment that because there's one wild, inaccurate claim that it would be able to be used as justification to say that all of it's fake? That makes no sense. We have physical evidence of a ton of the shit that happened, and we know how bad it all is.
Yeah.
And that it's some of the worst crimes ever committed by humans that we know of.
Yeah.
So, like, I really, like, obviously, I'm a skeptic, too, because I don't outright believe anything I'm told. I require the burden of proof. And extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Yeah. Ooh, director's office.
Nice. But they, like... But when you have a bunch of claims that are lining up from, like, unrelated sources, essentially, it may not be proof, but if you have a bunch of dots on a graph and they make a line,
you got to draw some conclusion.
You might, you know, I'll be able to tell you better what I believe versus what I know to be true.
Yeah.
Because people just saying, like, oh, well, he ordered a bunch of gallons of fucking, like, hundreds of gallons of sulfuric acid. I haven't seen the file on the actual DOJ website, so I don't know how true it is. There's been already AI generated shit or just faked shit anyways, so I don't know how true it is. And I also don't know what he bought it for. Nobody does yet, I don't think.
We need to look more into it. But yeah, there already has been some stuff that's been fake. Like, I mean, this kind of makes me a little sad, but the email with where Musk gets basically like denied by like him basically looking like a total loser who was the pedophiles, the billionaire pedophiles didn't even want to hang out with. That one was fake.
Yeah.
Like more evidence is coming out that one was fake.
Yeah, that one was fake apparently.
Which, I mean, it makes sense, but it's also, like, you know, it is believable, because, like, it just sounds so goofy. But, you know, there's also, oh, there was something else that I wanted to mention, too, that we don't, right, the thing where people were like, oh, yeah, like, he named his bank account Ball, and that's evidence to show that it's a satanic cult, when it's, like, it was probably a typo. Yeah. And it wouldn't even make sense because, like, yeah, well, that one's just stupid too because it's like very clearly that wouldn't have, even if it wasn't a typo, it said Ball name and then gave the name of the bank account. It wasn't like the name of the bank account was said to be Ball, like people were saying. Like that was just people wanting to have it be more satanic, which I don't think it is.
Yeah, I think they're trying to play into the Jewish hatred, I think, on that too, because you know the Jewish people have horns, they're devils, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, which I mean, I didn't see that, but yeah.
I'll be honest with you, the only reason I would even have thought of it is because one of my favorite shows of all time is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge series, where Shoddy, the character Shoddy, was looking for Jews who have stolen his priceless relics, and he's like,
"Oh my god!
I wonder if this little Jew boy has stolen my relic. He must be hiding his horns beneath that crazy hair.
Wah wah wee wah.
Wah wah wee wah." The stupidest shit ever.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly don't like that people are trying to say that it's a satanic cult, because I feel like that's just going to bring back satanic panic, and we already don't need more of that. Like, I'm sorry.
The only thing we need in that regard is the album 7 Inches of Satanic Panic by Ghost.
Yes, exactly. That's it.
Hilarious watching people from, like, what was it, Daily Wire? There was that dude, like, really religious dude. Just the biggest fucking stiff in the history of stiffs. Fucking, like, probably one of the furthest in the closet homosexuals I've ever fucking seen, and he's whining about the satanic implications of the song "Mary on a Cross," the blasphemy.
Oh my lord!
And I'm like, dude, you're the butt of the joke. They are a tongue-in-cheek, humor-focused band.
Yeah.
And you are the joke.
Yeah, they're making fun of people like you who make a mountain out of a molehill like that.
Mm-hmm. Hilarious shit. Mariana.
Yeah, the lack of self-awareness too on that is pretty funny.
Unless he's playing into it, but he just seems like such an it seems like such an unrelenting, stiff cardboard fucking cutout of a person that.
Ooh, carbon fiber.
I don't imagine he has the intelligence required to perform that level of satire.
Mm-hmm. It's like Lindsey Graham trying to say anything like homophobic or something. It's like, my man, you are the most queeniest queen that has ever queened.
Yeah, for real.
I'm sorry. Like, that makes me sound homophobic, but it's also like these are the same people who will spout homophobic rhetoric and then get their asshole blown up on the reg on the down low. We've seen it before so many times. It's an amount of like internalized hatred where you're taking it out on yourself because you were unfortunately raised in a time when being yourself was not acceptable. And it's sad, but it's also like, don't be using that as an excuse to take away other people's freedoms.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't accept who you are. It's a weird side tangent, but it's just, I can't stand the hypocrisy with that shit. All right, so
a little bit of
today.
Discussion.
Yeah.
Regarding
Discord's bullshit.
Yeah, Discord's absolute absurdity.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're not aware, Discord is going to start requiring age verification for accounts starting in March. And they basically are saying that you have to your account will be restricted from certain features until you verify your age, either with a video selfie that you send to them or a picture of your government ID. Now they're saying that all of this stuff will take place locally on your system and not be sent to them, and then it'll be deleted. The information will be deleted immediately after the verification is complete. But
so stupid.
I cannot stress enough how absurd it is that a massive corporation like Discord expects that we would be able to trust them with that kind of information.
Yep. Sorry.
And I understand that the EU is starting to has started requiring age verification to access certain sites and stuff like that. That's an absurd thing to request from your populace. It's all under the guise of, we're protecting children.
Yeah.
From strangers online, from content they shouldn't see, stuff like that. That's also impossible to believe. The EU doesn't give a shit about you. Companies don't give a shit about you. They don't care about your kids. They care about longevity. They care about themselves. They care about their own pocketbooks. They don't give a fuck about you or anyone. No. And in what fucking universe would it ever be reasonable to trust the safety of your children to tech giant companies?
Yeah.
Since when are they the authorities on morality and ethics? it's at
I
a
have
point.
no words on that.
Yeah, to me, and we talked about this before stream, and to me, it's at a point where we are looking at a very real possibility of, in the near future, the internet being basically restricted so heavily that it creates pockets of localized internet where you can only access sites that are approved by your local government.
Which is bad, folks. That is not
terrible.
good. That is horrible.
That is in my view, that is the death of the internet. That is the death of the spread of shared ideals and free information. And if you want an example, it's in fiction, but if you want an example of how this could be a bad thing, Cyberpunk has the same thing, where they have localized pockets of internet, and you can only access things that are within your own city or country. And it's very, very bad. Don't know why anybody would expect that this would be a good route to go, and it does look like that could be a very real future for us, and it sucks. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Like, the internet had such, and I touched on this a little bit before stream, when it's like the internet had so much potential to be this unifying force that would unite the world, really. Like, I've made friends with people in places I never dreamed I would even meet anyone from those places. I met my fucking boyfriend, who is
of 6 years
in who is in a different country than who is in a different country than me, and he is the best person in my life. I would not have met him if it weren't for that. Yeah. And they're trying to make it so that you cannot do that. You cannot make friends with people that are not in your same country, because places like the EU and, I mean, other more, I guess, extreme cases, like places like China, where they do not have a free internet. You are not allowed to use Twitter or Twitch. You have to use their version of like TikTok and BDBD and bullshit like that, because they don't want you to see what the outside world is like. Mm-hmm.
To see how see how much better you could have it if you were anywhere else.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna provide a bit of a harsh truth here, in that
lay it down.
You can pretty much, like, take anything in our modern life, in our modern world. I would say in the West, particularly Europe and North America, and you could throw in Australia, South America as well, and pretty much anything like politicians that you hate that are in power and shouldn't be, politicians that you think should be in power but aren't, discourse falling apart, any bullying that you've experienced online, any sort of isolation from the world that you've experienced online. You can pretty much trace all of the negative things in the Western world right now to these big tech companies that they're trying to now take control of the safety of your children, which is just so absurd to me. Obviously the internet can have its bad things, and of course the ability to connect with other people is a huge bonus, but even without these big tech companies like YouTube and Google, Meta, Facebook, or Instagram, or anybody, right? Even without those companies, we would still have the internet, and we would still have access to being able to communicate with other people, albeit perhaps in less feature-rich environments, I would say. But also with less ads, with less scams and bots and bullshit. And yet we're supposed to put our trust in them, and it's like, as much as I hate YouTube and Google or fucking TikTok or anything, as much as I hate any of these big companies, they shouldn't be held liable for harm that comes to people who use their platforms. It's not up to them. That's an absurd concept to me. It's like, yeah, you can't expect every parent to be a good parent, but it's the parent's fault if they're not a good parent. Like,
exactly. It is a parent's job, and solely a parent or a legal guardian's job, to make sure that your child is not seeing things on the internet that they're not developmentally able to see yet, or should be able to see yet. That's why, yes, you have like sites like Pornhub and OnlyFans and whatever that have age verification and stuff, and that makes total sense. I understand. I don't know about ID verification, except for obviously if you're like a creator who's posting to sites like that, posting specifically pornography of yourself to sites like that. It makes total sense why you would need some kind of double verification to make sure you are of age to prevent.
That's even the case if you're doing stuff. Like for example, in my case, I don't make stuff like that, but I have I have a business account with Google, so if my videos ever were to become monetized, I would be able to get paid from them. Because it has to be connected to somebody who's a real person who, has to pay taxes, or a real entity that has to pay taxes and that sort of thing. And it has to be there has to be a real, genuine paper trail that's authenticated with a bank account and, an age verification. So it's like, because even just like advertising, if I wanted to buy, like if I wanted to pay for like a promotion to promote a video of mine or something like that on YouTube, I have to verify my identity with Google's branch or whatever the fuck, I don't remember what it's called, but AdSense, I think it's AdSense. So
that sounds right.
Yeah, I'd have to verify my ID with them, which I've done. I've verified my identification with them because I am a content creator and I'm trying to become a professional content creator. But that was my choice because I wanted to start a business doing that, or start a career doing that. Not just communicate with my friends on fucking Discord. You know what I mean? Like, that's, and again, look, we're trying to protect children. No, you are not.
No.
Like,
nice excuse, but no, you're not. Sorry. I don't believe you.
I don't know how anybody could possibly be taken in by that claim. It's the most ridiculous lie. It's almost as ridiculous as the FBI saying there's no client list, and there's no one else to prosecute. That Jeffrey Epstein didn't. There's no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein trafficked anyone to anyone else. It's like, excuse me? You want to run that shit by me again?
It's just a list of insane things that people have been saying lately. That
very long list of insane claims.
Very long list of bullshit that I'm sick of having to fucking deal with, is what that is.
Yeah.
Just a crazy list of stuff.
So, to me, like, if Discord goes through with this, and they might not, like, they might get enough pushback on this that they'll walk it back, for the time being. But if they do go through with it, that's the death of this platform. That's the death of the Discord platform. It will be over. People in the EU might not care as much because they're already forced to verify their identity through the internet.
They're already indoctrinated into thinking that that's an okay way to fucking treat a human being.
Yeah, well, and on top of that, there's always workarounds to an extent of, like, posting, an AI generated image or something of yourself, or just fake, something fake entirely that's not you, in order to trick the system. But how long until that's not enough? How long until it's got to be a fingerprint scan? How long is it until it's got to be something else? Right? It's that stuff that's like, you're going to add to the Discord app a localized image analysis software or whatever, in order to verify people's ages. But the images will be deleted immediately. Okay, so then why would you put that much effort in to something that's used once and never again? Is that going to bloat the size of the app? Is that extra process going to be only analyzing the stuff for verification purposes, or is it going to analyze anything I post? Everything I post? Is it going to scrape my data to use and use it to train AI? Like, I don't fucking know.
Which should be illegal.
Yeah,
that shit should be fucking illegal.
And if you are a pro generative AI person, I'm going to break this to you, and I'm not going to be nice about it either.
No,
generative AI is
theft
out of the gate.
Nice. Yeah, sorry.
I know that people try to defend it by saying that, oh, well, a human being learns how to draw from another human being, or by imitating things he sees. How is that any different from an AI? And it's because anything that anything that an artist is doing to learn how to draw, they are taking from official sources, real sources. Mm-hmm. You don't just, to be fair, you could draw someone candidly on the street and not tell them. But generally speaking, if you want someone to pose for you, you pay them. Or if you're learning how to draw from another person who draws, you are buying their book or buying art of theirs, or at least going to the official channels where their art is to learn how to imitate it. AI, however, is just copying data without people's consent and then selling other people access to that like aggregated data that was used to train a model to loosely imitate a person's style or even a person's art or whatever, or generate new art. But it's like the person who they took that data from doesn't see a dime, but
no,
some other fucking faceless entity is now making money off of the backs of a hardworking artist, against their will. So it's theft out of the gate. It just is. And I'm sorry. I'm not all AI is bad. I think AI can have really genuine, legitimate uses. But generative AI is bad out of the gate. It's theft out of the gate. And I'm like, either it all remains free forever, or it gets regulated to death. It's the bubble's about to pop, and I cannot wait. It's going to be so funny.
It's going to be amazing. I can't wait for all these like large companies that have invested heavily in AI to probably go out of business because they invested heavily in AI.
Yeah,
because this is the future, guys. The future.
Microsoft just fucking chopped its own legs off. Like, they laid off so many fucking people in the past few years just so they could invest more in AI, and to watch it, because they're lobbying the government so they can try to keep it around. But eventually somebody's going to step in and say, nope. Like, YouTube already killed so many AI channels by just saying you cannot have voiceovers that are not human. You have to have your own voice or your face.
And yet they
in
still have shorts that do that, though.
Oh, sure, but they can't make money. They can't be monetized, or not as easily. Obviously, they'd have to be able to detect it automatically, which YouTube's system is notoriously bad at. But
this is why if you're trying to use, don't use AI to do this. Like, hire real people to do this detection shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't have a fucking bot do it. It's always going to lead to error. Oh yeah, the billionaires, like, it's going to cost us too much money to give humans jobs. Oh.
No, it's
AI is the way to go.
Stupid.
I'm NVIDIA.
NVIDIA sucks. Jensen Young is a piece of shit. I hate him. But yeah, so I'm looking at alternatives for Discord, and that means that the Black Blaze Collective Discord, that is currently linked below, will potentially be replaced with another platform. Now, I will say that for now, Twitter is the most reliable place to find us, because I don't get slapped with warnings or anything on there for anything.
Jeez, yeah.
YouTube
has been really bad for that lately.
Yeah, YouTube luckily hasn't caused me a lot of issues lately because I haven't been commenting on anything. But so video wise, it's been fine. I haven't really had anything. Granted, it's probably not pushing me in the algorithm if it detects I have too many swear words or whatever.
So stupid.
Funny because like one of the highest grossing movies of all time is one of the most violent, vulgar movies of all time. Also,
which movie?
Deadpool.
Oh, yeah. But it doesn't make money, guys.
Yeah, R-rated movies don't make money, guys. So that's a reliable place to find us. I would love an alternative to YouTube at some point, but there's just really no competitors at the moment, other than TikTok, which not really a place for my long form content.
Yeah. Just imagine a fucking rant about like the gaming industry with like Subway Surfers on the bottom half of the screen.
Oh my God. Subway Surfers, but it's not actually Subway Surfers. It's an animation I did to make it look like Subway Surfers. Because I'm addicted to just having my own art and things.
It's you collecting the Epstein file.
Good. It's perfect.
Amazing.
So my voice is burning out here. That's why we're not doing Divinity, by the way, today. Is my voice is...
Yeah.
I recorded a video for this earlier, but I didn't actually... I didn't say everything I wanted to say because it was off the cuff, and I'm bad at that stuff with complicated topics like this. So I wanted to do it on stream, and I just fucking blew my voice out. It's the dry air and the snow mold that's killing me. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it'll be gone soon, but my air purifier is not doing enough. That's really what it is.
That's lame.
But yeah, so Twitter is a reliable place to find us. We will also... Hey, the announcement showed up too.
Oh, there we go.
For now, the Discord is open. You can join it if you figure out how to use it. An emoji reaction. You can access the Discord. So many people will join and don't even read the rules and react to them in order to get access to the actual server.
Yeah.
But then one of the only people that did, it like was a bot that was spamming and was trying to scam people, so I had to ban them.
God.
I will have a new webcam set up tomorrow, I believe. I was going to do it today, but I was just like, not really confident in it yet, so I'm going to wait until I have a little bit more of a complete understanding of it. And then, we've got more art on the way. There's going to be an overhaul to my avatar character. More Divinity tomorrow. We might not take a Divinity break on Wednesday just because we're taking one today instead.
Okay.
But we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I made a playlist for all the Divinity episodes on YouTube, so you can go check that out. And
the hijinks are pretty good, guys.
Oh my God, each episode is funnier than the last, I think. It's just getting better and better with time.
Mm-hmm.
Like just awesome. Watching Bear Daughter accidentally kill 4 people. It's just like, it's so funny.
Amazing.
But yeah, so tune in for that and for tomorrow's raid and everything. And don't stop talking about the Epstein files. Don't let Discord get away with this, for the love of God. The platform already has its problems, but like...
Yeah, bullying companies does sometimes work, so harass them about it.
Yeah, harangue
in a
and
safe
sporang.
And yeah, I wouldn't say harass per se, but don't let up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ass.
Make them feel like we made PlayStation feel when they tried to restrict access to fucking Helldivers.
Exactly. Don't let them fucking win this shit, because they...
No, shut
all
it down.
bad things need to come to an end. Yep.
Shut it down! Like that song from Warframe. Okay. Thank you for tuning in.